Hello everyone. In this episode we will, as always, fight against Adma's character of our world. This time we will fight in the field of the historical literature, but the historical literature of the highest rank, and the historical literature which is also in some sense a history itself. I mean history of historiography. Because the masterpiece, book, work, but it should be called masterpiece, 6-volume work of the British historian who lived in the year 1737 till 1794 AD. So Edward Gibbon and his really opus magnum, the greatest work, 6-volume, The Decline and the Fall of the Roman Empire, is one of the works that everyone who is interested in history and the processes that really rule civilizations and human populations and the laws that determine the development of humanity, progress or regress. Everyone who wants to know it and understand it better, to some extent, should definitely read this work. This work, the first volume of this really outstanding work of historiography, was published in 1776 AD, and the last one was published in 1788 AD. So, author was working on this great book for over 12 years. And the result of his efforts is incredible, because despite limitations of those days, that many archaeological excavations were just to be undertaken in the following decades or following centuries. The excavations in Pompeii were just started. So we didn't know much, and Gibbon was not so familiar with ancient Greek language, so his work was written mainly on the basis of the narrative sources he could access and he could analyze. Despite these limitations, and despite the fact that for his first volume he used controversial work of history, actually from ancient times, from about 4th century AD, Historia Augusta, very strange narrative book of history written by somebody who was the follower of Roman Senatus and was not so eager to support imperial power. In 19th century it was proven that this book was written not by 6 authors as classical scholars assigned in 17th century, but who discovered it, but it was written most likely by one person who was supporter of this Roman Senatus. And Gibbon used this book as one of the primary source, maybe with not enough criticism. There are different opinions, but despite these limitations of the years in which this book was written, it's still outstanding thanks to the talent of the author, his very rational approach to events, rational approach to historical characters, to processes that drive the human history. And very important for me is the way how he characterizes and evaluates people of past events and the importance of these events for the development of humanity. This is the great monumental work of human mind, and represents the victory of mind over the limitations of the times in which the book was written. That's why the Decline and the Fall of the Roman Empire by Edward Gibbon it's a book that should be read and should be analyzed for many generations of intellectuals to come. Good evening, my ladies and gentlemen. I wish you all the best. Have a nice night. Bye.